Hey there, this is Awesome Concerts with a review of the brand new Yes album, which will be coming out in May of 2023. It is, of course, called And Mirror to the Sky. One of the cool things about this album, it's the shortest time between releases since the 70s, since Tormata was released the year after Going for the One came out, with, of course, the exception of the unusual circumstances in late 1997 when Open Your Eyes and Keys to Ascension 2 came out the same month. But that was an anomaly and not intentional. So point is at least at present, Yes is getting back to a shorter cycle for releasing new albums. In fact, they're already at work on a third album, which will be the follow-up to The Quest from 2021 and Mirror to the Sky from 2023. So basically, I think this is a really strong album. I'd put it on par with, say, The Ladder or Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe. I mean, nothing touches the Yes album through Going for the One era. I don't know if any lineup of Yes will be able to put out something as strong as those albums, but it's a really strong album. You know, I'd say it's not as good as Drama, 90125, or Keys to Ascension. I'm very fond of those, but it's a better album than, say, Big Generator, The Quest, even Magnification or Tormato. And I think it's much better than things like Onion, Heaven and Earth, Fly From Here, etc. So to me, the best tracks are the first single, the first two singles, Cut from the Stars, All Connected, the title track, and a couple of the bonus songs, Unknown Place and 1 Second Is Enough. Everyone on the album really brings their A game. Steve Howe is 76 years old. He is actually coming up with new guitar sounds on this album, and how he does that so late in his career is beyond me. Billy Sherwood, best album he's ever been on. His bass playing is at its best level yet. His singing is great. His compositions are great. He's really a contributor, really honoring the legacy of Chris Squire without being a duplicate. John Davison, great singing, great composition. I think his voice is the strongest it's been yet on a Yes release. And Jay Shelland is really very quickly does a great job stepping in. The drumming on the album's terrific. Shelland carries on nicely from the legacy of Alan White, who of course passed away in 2022. The one who's sort of missing on the album is Jeff Downs. I think, you know, Downs is terrific, the keyboardist. I don't know if he's being punished somewhat for the writing credit snafu on the song The Ice Bridge from The Quest. I don't know. He's not on the album a lot. He only has one co-writing credit. One of the interesting things about the album is that it's got so many interesting influences. I listen to a lot of different types of music. So here goes. It's got Aaron Copland, it's got the Beatles, Yma Sumac, Link Wray, and even quirky things like, I swear to God, in a good way, it sounds like Starcastle. In a good way, it sounds like Billy Sherwood projects like Circa. The album definitely has some Going for the One, Keys to Ascension vibes. I'd put it kind of in that direction as a Yes album. In contrast with recent albums, it's more up-tempo. It's got more tempo changes. It's more proggy. The tracks are longer. I think it's a more interesting album than The Quest. I like The Quest a lot. I think Mirror to the Sky, even better. So going through the songs, of course, Cut from the Stars, I give that a 5 out of 5 stars. Again, is it as great as anything from the 71 to 77 era? No. But it's a really great Yes track, very creative, lots of twists and turns, etc. By now, you've probably heard All Connected. It's got more Billy vocals. It's got more tempo changes. It's more proggy. I think it's a terrific song. It does have kind of a slow beginning and a slow ending. As you probably know, Yes has been trying to play the album Relayer live on tour for years now. And of course, Steve Howe is a big fan of the song To Be Over. A lot of the material on The Quest, as well as on Mirror to the Sky, sounds a bit like To Be Over. And that's how All Connected starts and ends, with that kind of mid-tempo vibe. Happily, it picks up. The third track, Luminosity, I give it 3.5 stars. It's growing on me, but it's a little too middle of the road, a little too mellow, mid-tempo. This is sort of the type of song that gives this current lineup a Yes, gets some criticism. I will say it is growing on me, and as with the greatest of Yes releases, sometimes it takes time. Then there is the next track. The title is escaping me for the moment. The fourth track. It's kind of the outlier on the album. It sounds a little bit like Asia. I can't even tell who's singing. I'm not sure if it's John Davison or if it's Steve Howe. I don't know. In a weird way, it sounds a bit like music to my ears from The Quest, which was not my favorite song on The Quest. It's a little bit like the Yes outtake Money. I think it's supposed to be kind of a fun sing-along song with a vague cowboy vibe. It's a little like the bonus track Mystery Tour. I don't care for it too much. I give it 2.5 stars. It's Downs' sole co-writing credit on the album, yet I barely hear any keyboards. And the song is so inconsequential, I can't even remember its name. Mirror to the Sky, title track. It's terrific. It's the longest track on the album. It's sort of Mind Drive meets Magnification meets the great classical composers. Steve Howe's on absolute fire. And the track starts out with some kind of unusual, almost bluesy type guitar riffs. The whole band is on firing on all cylinders. It's got some of the Awaken intensity. There's some acoustic guitar like Leaves of Green. It's intense. It's symphonic. Davison is singing in a very natural voice for him. I got to say, it's the best use yet of an orchestra by Yes. Better than Time and a Word, Magnification, or any of the stuff on The Quest. And it's kind of Mind Drive meets Led Zeppelin blues meets Magnification. And then closing out the main album, Circles of Time, it seems like on the 3 Yes albums with John Davison so far, on each one he takes one solo writing credit. This is the least consequential of his. I really liked Future Memories from The Quest. And a lot of people liked Light of the Ages on Heaven and Earth. But I don't know, Circles of Time, it just doesn't really go anywhere. It's a pleasant song, but it doesn't really add to their legacy. All right, then we go on to the bonus tracks, and it's really kind of hard to understand why any particular track is a bonus track or not. I think this is a great song. I love it. It's quirky, it's weird, it's different. This has a bit of the Ema Sumac and Link Wray connection that I mentioned earlier. It's got somewhat of a Beatles influence to it. It sounds like they had a great time making this song. And there's a lot of back and forth between Jeff and Steve, guitars and keyboards. And there's even cowbell on it. Just to throw in yet another funky influence, more cowbell. It's a longer track. I think it's in the 8-minute range. And in the second half, it's got some really powerful and tasty going for the one style organ from Jeff Downs. Great stuff. And then the next one, and I give that 4.5 stars. Then we got 1 Second Is Enough. I give that 4 stars. It's kind of got a mid-tempo Mediterranean vibe almost. It sort of sounds like a bonus track, but a really good bonus track. It's got a really tasty Steve Howe bridge on it. This is a real grower. I think it's a great song. I enjoy it a lot. And then finally, the album closes out with Magic Potion. I give it 3 stars. It sounds like a Steve Howe solo song with Chris Squire on bass. Sounds vaguely like a soundtrack to a 70s TV show. This is, to me, the best Yes studio album since The Ladder. Certainly the best thing they've released in this century. The band is definitely moving in the right direction. I thought The Quest was strong, surprisingly strong. Mirror to the Sky is even better. The best tracks are Cut from the Stars, all connected. The title track, Unknown Place, and 1 Second. Luminosity is decent, Magic Potion. And then Living Out Their Dream. Yeah, that's the one that I had a hard time remembering. A couple other people who have heard the album, they really like Living Out Their Dream. So maybe you'll dig it too. So look, Chris Squire's deceased. Alan White's gone. Anderson has quit the band 3 times. Waken's quit 5 times. This is the Yes we get today if we want a version of Yes. And these guys aren't making any money off recorded music. They make money off of touring. They're making recorded music for the pleasure of it. $15 is the price of a couple lattes. Just buy the album. It's got some really great music on it. Is it going for the one? Absolutely not. It's a surprisingly strong album considering the band is 55 years into its career. And here's looking forward to another one in a couple years.